Thanks for tuning in to the Larry the Lunker's YouTube channel. Today we are tying this. It is a size 6 little X-leg stonefly pattern. I use this for steelhead fishing, Great Lakes area, for nymphing. I usually run this to whatever egg pattern of your choice, yarn egg or peg egg, whatever you like. So yeah, let's get to it. The hook we're using today, Umpqua U555 jig. It is a streamer hook. I do use it for nymphing. It's just a really strong hook. Never had one bend out on a fish for me, so it's kind of a go-to. I'm using a 4.6 mil tungsten bead. These are slotted, which you need for tying on a jig hook. It allows that to kind of slide over that bend nicely. And these will ride hook point up, which is great when you're getting down and dirty with the heavy bugs. You're snagging bottomless. All right, so I'll tie usually with a size 6, sometimes size 8. The stoneflies I have in my river systems up here can get fairly large. So don't be afraid to go big. You could also tie these, smaller if you'd like to, for trout or whatever. So I have some 0.015 lead-free wire. I'm gonna start with that. And I don't know, I do about 12 wraps or so that like to cover the top third of the fly. This just helps for extra weight and also to help kind of taper that body. Thread I'm using, I got Vivus 100 denier gel spun. I just really like this thread. I never break it. And it's thick enough where I can build up that body fairly quickly without using too much thread. Anyhow, you could use 70 denier, 100 denier, whatever you'd like. I have size small rubber legs in black, and what I do is I'm just gonna fold that in half and I'll tie that in right on the top. Start with a couple loose wraps, get her tied on the top, and then you can go as tight as you want. Usually I just kind of line this up right here on the top of the hook, pull down kind of tight, and I'll get them to kind of flare out nicely like that. I'll trim these up about 2/3 of the length of the body or so. All right, we'll use some UTC medium wire and copper on this one. You can use whatever color you want. Sometimes I use pink wire on these in the fall when we have coho run, and I've caught a lot of fish on the stonefly with pink wire. When you're putting this wire in, usually have the tag under that wire butt right up against to that lead-free wire. And just kind of fills in that lower section of the body a little bit more. All right, back towards the tail. And we just have some medium antron yarn. You could tie it black, brown is kind of my go-tos. Whatever color you want, really. Usually cut about 6 inches of the antron off. And just allows me for some extra material. I can kind of taper the body as I go up. I've used dubbing and materials like that before to make some of these stoneflies. You just end up going through a lot of it, and I found the antron yarn, it's cheap and very quick, and you use less of it. So I'll just start wrapping up the body. And as I go, I kind of start doubling up. Build up that body a little more. Sometimes you can backtrack a little. And I'll go all the way up about 2/3 of the hook. Sorry, I'm all fingers here trying to lock this in. All right. Got a little excess there. There we go. About like that. Nice taper coming up. And I'll just do forward wraps with my wire. Segment the body a little bit. Got 1, 2, 3 tight wraps. A couple in front. I'll just helicopter that off. I think any advice I could give to you if you're, just getting into tying your own flies, is every thread wrap counts. It shouldn't take more than 3 or 4 wraps to lock in pretty much any material, as long as you're doing nice, tight, even wraps as you go around. You can find if you start doing too many thread wraps on each material, you really start to build up some bulk. And flies just won't look as pretty that way. This is just some peacock ice dub from Hairline. You could use whatever kind of dubbing you'd like. I just like the kind of colors of this, and flash somewhat natural. And I just wrap that on in one direction, just twisting it with my fingers and kind of keep it tightening as I go up. Doesn't gotta be super pretty. We can always trim it up. Beautiful. Put the X legs on here. I'm just gonna trim about 3 inches or so. I'm gonna fold that in half. And if I just line those up on each side of the body, I can hold it there. Kind of go light wraps on this, 1, 2, 3. That way I can kind of adjust it and still tighten down after. You don't want to go too tight or your legs will fold in on each other. So I got that locked in. Cut it right there. Boom, we got our X legs on there. Lastly, we'll do a smaller dubbing noodle. A little dubbing. Kind of cover our thread wraps that we made for our X legs. Quick whip finish. Again, you don't need more than, 4 or 5 for a whip finish, I would say. As long as you're using a little head cement too. Durability. Had too much coffee this morning, I'm shaky. That's it. There it is. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe below, or give me any comments, feedbacks, what you guys think. I'll have a lot more fly tying tutorials coming out. Appreciate the follow, and hope you get out there this spring and catch some steelhead or trout fishing or whatever it may be. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.